All right, let's talk about a classic management puzzle, one that comes from one of the most popular Harvard Business Review articles of all time. Who's got the monkey? This idea has stuck around for decades for one very simple reason. It actually solves a problem that every single manager runs into.
So, it all kicks off with this question, right? A question every manager asks themselves at some point. How is it that I am always running out of time while my team seems to be running out of work? It's a super frustrating situation, and the answer is usually hiding in plain sight. Okay, so to get to the bottom of this, we first need to understand what the article calls the time management trap. It's all about looking at the different kinds of demands on a manager's time. So the article slices up a manager's day into 3 chunks. First, you've got boss-imposed time. This is stuff your boss needs you to do. It's non-negotiable. Then there's system-imposed time. This comes from requests from your colleagues and peers, also pretty hard to just ignore. But here's where it gets really interesting. The real battle is in what's called self-imposed time, and a huge piece of that is actually taken up by your subordinates, leaving you with this tiny little sliver of discretionary time. That's it. That's the only part of your day you actually control.
So here's the big takeaway. The whole point, really. The goal of being a great manager isn't just about working harder or putting in more hours. It's about strategically figuring out how to shrink that subordinate-imposed slice of the pie so you can grow your discretionary time. That's the only way you get back in the driver's seat.
And that leads us right to the brilliant metaphor at the heart of this whole thing. A perfect way to visualize how we lose that precious time. It all comes down to asking one simple, kind of funny question: who's got the monkey?
So imagine this, right? You're walking down the hall, and one of your team members comes up and hits you with that classic opening line. "Good morning. By the way, we've got a problem. You see? I mean, we've all been there. It seems totally harmless."
You listen, you nod, you get the gist of it, but maybe not enough to give an answer on the spot. And then you say the magic words that totally seal your fate: "Let me think about it, and I'll let you know." And boom, in that one single, seemingly helpful sentence, the trap snaps shut.
So let's break down what actually just happened there. A minute ago, that problem, that monkey, was firmly on your employee's back. It was their responsibility. But the second you said, "I'll think about it," that monkey just leaped right from their back onto yours. You've just made yourself a subordinate to your own direct report. Think about that for a second.
And this happens constantly, in all these sneaky little ways. You say, "Send me a memo on that." It sounds like you're delegating, right? But now you're the one waiting for the memo. The next move is on you. Same with the vague, "Just let me know how I can help." Or even worse, "I'll draw up a draft." Each one is basically an open invitation for a monkey to make a new home on your back.
Okay, so what's the big deal? What happens when you start collecting all these monkeys? Well, it's not just that you get busy. You literally become the bottleneck for your entire team's progress. I mean, just do the quick math here. Let's say you have 4 people on your team, and you just take on 3 little monkeys from each of them during the week. By Friday afternoon, you are absolutely buried under 60 screaming monkeys. It's impossible. And you know what the crazy part is? The irony of it all? While you're locked in your office feeling completely swamped, your team is out there, waiting, getting frustrated. They're saying things like, "What a bottleneck. He just can't make up his mind." They actually think you're the problem. They have no idea they're the ones who loaded you up with all these monkeys in the first place. And this is where the manager has that big aha moment. You ask yourself this devastating question: who is really working for whom? You look around and it hits you. By trying to be a good, helpful manager, you've flipped the whole thing upside down. Your team is now managing you.
Okay, but it's not all doom and gloom. There is a way out of this, and it's not about working weekends. It's about learning a whole new system, which the article calls the care and feeding of monkeys.
And it all starts with one simple, non-negotiable ground rule. You have to make it crystal clear to your team and to yourself: at no time while I am helping you with this problem will your problem become my problem. When this meeting is over, the problem will leave this office on your back. In other words, the ownership of the problem has to stay where it started.
So how do you do this? The article lays out 5 hard and fast rules. First, monkeys are either fed or shot. That means you either solve the problem or decide it's not a problem anymore. No limbo. Second, keep the monkey population small. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed. Third, feed them by appointment only. No more drive-by monkey dumping. Fourth, do it face-to-face or on the phone. Never, ever by email. Why? Because as soon as you hit send, guess what? The monkey's back on your back, waiting for a reply. And finally, number 5, the most critical. Always end by setting the next feeding time and a clear level of initiative.
And that last rule about initiative is so important. Here's the thing, you can't develop initiative in your people if you don't let them have the initiative in the first place. Every time you take that monkey, you're stealing a chance for them to learn and grow. You're robbing them of the very thing you say you want them to have.
We can actually break initiative down into 5 levels, from wait until told, all the way up to act on your own and report routinely. Now, your job as a manager, it's to make levels 1 and 2 totally unacceptable, just off the table. For every single task, every monkey, you and your subordinate need to agree on the level of initiative. Are we at a 3, a 4, or a 5? It has to be explicit.
So when you do all this, when you put it all together, what's the end game? You stop managing your team's problems and you start, finally, managing your own time. This is how you get leverage. It's how you multiply your own value and, believe it or not, it's how you truly empower your team to do their best work.
So I'll leave you with a little homework. I want you to go look at your to-do list right now. Be honest with yourself. How many of those things on your list are really just monkeys that belong to somebody else? And more importantly, which one are you going to gently but firmly hand back first?